Hello and welcome to the Tesla Tips and Tricks podcast. This is Tori Hornsby, EVBid's co-founder and Tesla Tips and Tricks administrator. Today I'm going to be covering our weekend review, and we'll take a look at the top 5 posts from our T3 Facebook group. This will include a new full self-drive feature called automatic speed offset. We'll look at the quality of dashcam videos, the Model X versus the Model Y, how to be prepared for a flat tire, and we'll talk about some current Tesla trade-in values. Now, for those who may be unfamiliar, Tesla Tips and Tricks is the largest Tesla Tips community in the world with over 278,000 members. And our community provides guidance, insights, and real-world practical advice for current and prospective Tesla owners. We do work hard to fight spammers, to remove politics, inappropriate content, and ensure a polite and courteous and fun community for Tesla enthusiasts. Also, if you're looking to sell or to buy a clean Tesla right now, be sure to visit teslatipsandtricks.com and check out T3 Auctions. It is the best, most fun, and exciting way to buy or sell a Tesla. And now as we jump into the top 5 posts, please click the like and subscribe buttons. It really helps us and it keeps good Tesla Tips content coming your way. So I'm going to share my screen here. And for those who are watching this on, or excuse me, or listening to this via podcast, I will talk through everything that I'm sharing on the screen. So do not be dismayed. We'll be sure that you understand everything we're talking about. So our first post, number 5 post of the week, is coming in from Zach. And his question is, how to fix this? A 45 mile per hour speed limit, but going almost 60 on full self-drive. And as you can imagine, there's a lot of comments on people who have a love-hate relationship with full self-drive. A lot of times you either love it or you hate it. But what I want to focus on here, instead of reading through the comments like normal, and I do recommend that you join our Facebook group here. It's facebook.com/group/Tesla Tips. And 278.2 thousand members today. That's how you'll know you're at the right group. But join, you can do a search for the group and you can find this post and read the comments. But instead of reading the comments on this one, I want to take a look at what this new setting is that's controlling that. And it is, as you can see in this image, automatic set speed offset. Automatic set speed offset. And this is, for those of you who are listening, this is a setting that's located in your controls in your car under autopilot. And there is an on and off button for automatic set speed offset. When you turn it on, it recommends 40%. Now, what this does is it allows the vehicle to adjust the speed over the speed limit based on what it feels is safe and based on the conditions that it sees around it and other drivers, other usage that it's had driving down that road. And this is a new AI type of feature. And you can see here on the screen, I'll just read this. It says, it's not just another FSD update that this is a part of. It removed more than 300,000 lines of code and replaced it with an end-to-end neural network for version 12. And so version 12 of full self-drive has a neural network that has been trained on millions of video clips, improving the system's capability to handle complex driving situations. And AI is regulating another aspect of FSD, of full self-drive, automatic speeds. So instead of just following the speed limit or whatever you set it to, it will actually adjust automatically based on what it feels is appropriate. And some people don't like this. I can tell you that with this on, I've noticed in my Model X performance that sometimes the car is driving a little slower than I'd like. Sometimes it's driving a little faster than I would like. And it's because automatic set speed offset is on. This is something that you can turn off and you can make it to where it is going just the speed that you set it. And just keep that in mind. If this is bothering you, you can turn this off and you can have it not offset your speed and go up and down to adjust based on what it feels is appropriate for that road and the traffic conditions. So that is a new feature that has been rolled out, not just a normal update. It is now going into what they call the end-to-end neural network. What I believe is going to happen is that the smaller offsets that we're seeing, especially in version 12, which is what hardware 3, HW3, has received. And version 13 is for hardware 4. And what I believe is this neural network is probably going to be optimized and work at its highest level, obviously, with hardware 4 if you have a newer Tesla. If you have hardware 3 and you're on version 12 of FSD, this end-to-end neural network, it is working, but it may not be quite as good as what you're finding on the hardware 4. And actually, there's a, on the earnings call for Tesla, Elon mentioned that for cars that were purchased with full self-drive installed for the lifetime of the vehicle, that HW3 will probably have to be upgraded for free to HW4. I am in that boat. My car has lifetime full self-drive, and I'm on hardware 3 with version 12 of FSD. And I'm really hoping that that will be the case, that he is going to update and upgrade these cars that have it lifetime purchased full self-drive subscription, not the monthly subscription. That doesn't qualify, but I'm hoping that he does do that for free. And otherwise, I still go back to, yeah, do I have to intervene with full self-drive? Yes. Do I find myself speeding the car up by pressing the accelerator sometimes? Yep. Do I find myself slowing it down by reducing the max speed limit on the controls? Yep, sometimes I do. But just this weekend, I have a new grandbaby. My grandbaby was born, and I was driving out to Birmingham in the U.S., and it was a 2-hour and 45-minute drive, and full self-drive made it such a pleasant drive. And I know you either love or hate FSD. I love it. It's not perfect. It is still supervised. It's not autonomous, but take it for what it is and let it drive for you, especially on the interstate or on the local roads, and then take over when you need to. Don't be frustrated. It is what it is. So that is the number 5 post of the week. Moving on to number 4. This is by Abigail. Abigail asks, does anyone know how to improve the clarity of recorded videos? A man hit my car, but I can't make out his license plate. I've already contacted the police and filed a report. Any advice on handling a situation like this? And so it's blurry. You can't really see the license plate. You can barely make it out. But what I will say is that the first couple of comments have hit the nail on the head. Richard says, these seem to be downloaded from the mobile app, from the Tesla app on your phone. Quality is reduced to save data. So take the stick from the car, the USB stick from the car, and the video will be much clearer. That's very important. So taking the USB drive from the car, putting it in your computer, you're going to get your best quality video. If you do it, download it from your mobile device, it is a little less quality because it's saving data. Chris said something similar. He said, did you try to connect the drive to a computer to see if the video was better quality? So there's a lot of comments on this, 131 total comments, but more of them are talking about the accident. And it's a good thing that you had the dash cam auto Sentry on, and obviously you do want to keep that on. You want to be sure you have a USB drive installed that's big enough to keep track of and store all of these files. And when you get down to the car after this has happened, you want to be sure that you save this. You want to be sure that I would go ahead and pull out the USB drive as soon as possible and put it in my computer, download this video and save it, just to be sure that it's not overwritten. And those are some other comments that are in there. Good post. A lot of interesting thoughts and comments on the type of USB drive to get and some different benefits of that. So be sure that you join the group if you haven't already. Do the search for this post and you can read some good comments there. So moving on to the number 3 post, which is by Desiree. Desiree says, hello, everyone. I'm working towards getting a Tesla Model X. Any tips would be greatly appreciated. This will be my first big purchase ever, so I'm a little nervous about the payments. As you join the group and read these comments, you'll see that there's a lot of people who are giving advice on buying a big purchase. Your first big purchase, buying a car, financing versus leasing. But what I want to focus on is a lot of the conversation tended to go towards, are you sure you want a Model X because it's more expensive? Why not get a Model Y or a Model 3? The Model Y makes more sense if you're looking at a Model X because it's more of the SUV, has more storage. And that's what I want to look at here. Obviously, there are big differences in the values of these from your model, and the comfortability and drivability of these as they get newer is only better and better. But I want to take a look at a site here that has a good, uh, broad stroke difference between the Model Y and the Model X. It also has the S and the 3 that you can see on the screen. But for those of you who are listening to this, we're going to stick true to the Model X and the Model Y comparison. First here, these are both long ranges. The 0 to 60, if you're looking for something a little quicker, it's the Model X. It's 4.4 0 to 60 instead of 4.8 for the Model Y. The top speed on the Model X is 155 miles an hour. It's a little faster than the Model Y, which has a top speed of 135. The range is better on the Model X as well, 351 miles versus 316 miles. The battery capacity obviously goes on the Model X side, with the long range having a 100 kilowatt hour battery and the Model Y having a 74 kilowatt hour battery. The power is a little greater on the Model X, hence that's why it's faster. 417 horsepower in the long range versus 346 on the Model Y. The storage is better on the Model X as well. It's 88 cubic feet of cargo space compared to the Model Y, 68 cubic feet. The standards both have 5-seat available, but there is a 7-seat option. I will say that you will find on the U side, you will find more Model X's that have 7-seat options available. I've actually not run into a Model Y that had a 7-seat option that was for sale and available. I'm sure they're out there that started doing that in 2021. So the older Model Ys, the older Model X's can be in a 7-seat option, but the Model Y, you got to be looking at a 2021 or newer, of course. So the charging is faster. This one goes to the Model Y. It charges at 250 kilowatt max, and the Model X charges at 200 kilowatt. Then as we look at the price, there's a clear winner here. The Model Y, it is obviously less expensive and therefore going to be better on the budget. I will say the interior of the Model X and the Model Y they're both comfortable. They're both great, minimalistic. The Model X has a little bit more to offer. I've driven both pretty extensively. I find the Model X is more comfortable, and it has the second screen in front of the steering wheel, which I appreciate. I really like that. The Model S has that. The Model X has that front screen behind the steering wheel. So there's 2 screens up front. The Model 3 and the Model Y do not have that. So the Model X also has the Falcon Wing doors instead of just the normal open doors. In fact, that's one of the ways when you're looking at a Model X or a Model Y that you can see instantly which one it is if you're a little unsure, new to the game. The door handles on the Model X are together. So it's at the end of the front door if you're going back from the front of the car, like normal for the front door. And then the handle is on the front side of the Falcon Wing for the Model X. And on the Model Y, they're evenly spaced. They're both at the back side of the door. So you can just look at the door handles and tell a Model X versus a Model Y. Just a little side note there. And then looking at the performance models of both of these, it's similar, but the Model X performance is 2.7 0 to 60. The Model Y performance is 3.5 seconds on 0 to 60. And the Model X has 305 miles of range to where the Y has 280 and 785 horsepower versus 450 horsepower. So overall, a little bigger, a little bit more to offer, maybe in terms of comfort. Some people disagree with that and say the Model Y is virtually the same. And I can see that. I think that from a comfort standpoint, I don't know that I would make the decision based off of that, because I do think that they're very close. But Model X has more storage, more power, more to offer with the Falcon Wing doors, got a little bit more of a showstopper and effect with that. It's faster, and it has the 2 screens, a little bit better interior. So that answers that question number 3 on just some things about the Model X and the Model Y comparison. Moving on to the second post of the week. This is by John as well. And he says, what's the procedure when you get a flat tire in the country on a weekend? And when you read through all of this, you can see some different US-based comments. You can see some other UK and other country-based comments. Most of our members are in the US, and so there tends to be more US comments on these posts. So like AAA, I don't even know if AAA is a thing that's available in many other countries. Hugh says, call a tow truck. There's a much better option. And Chuck nails it here, is use the compressor to carry a compressor in the trunk and then air it up. And actually, I didn't mean to read Chuck. What Chuck said was that he carries a compressor, he airs it up, and then he goes to a local dealership or a local tire place to get it fixed. But I actually liked Joe's comment the best here. And he says that many of us carry a tire plugging kit and a 12-volt air compressor. This is the best way to handle it. The procedure here with the completely flat tire is to pump it up, roll the car slowly until you find the culprit object, the screw or the nail. And when that can be seen, you remove the object. You got to, put it to where that is not at the top of the wheel because the fender gets in the way, but you want to put it to where it's at the back between the quarter panel of the car and the ground so that you can reach there and you can work. And you want to have a set of pliers and a plug kit so that you can remove the object, insert a plug by following the plug kit instructions, and then inflate the car again to the advised pressure. Drive cautiously, monitor the pressures using the TPMS display. That's the tire air monitoring system. And he makes a point. I've plugged tires that I've never had to go and get fixed anywhere. They've just lasted forever. So the plug could be problem free for the rest of the tire's lifespan. I do want to mention here that you can carry the can of Fix-A-Flat spray. A lot of people advise against that, especially if you have a newer tire, because it typically causes the tire it's very difficult to balance the tire after that. If you do use that, you want to get on the road and you want to drive for a long time, whatever the bottle of the can of Fix-A-Flat says, so that the spinning of the wheel moves the slime, the tire slime or the Fix-A-Flat out and evens it out for a better rotation. You want to do that until it dries. If you do it and then you let it dry and it's all down on the bottom side of the tire and it dries there, man, you're never going to balance that tire. You're going to have to take it and get it fixed. So the slime and the Fix-A-Flat is not ideal, but the plug kit is, and it's simple to use. You can watch videos on how to do that. It's very easy. And then Kenneth did make one good point here that if you do get a tow truck, make sure that it is a flatbed that is equipped to handle a Tesla. They are heavier and a lot of them are lower to the ground. If you have a Model X or an adjustable suspension, Model S, make it at its highest ride height so that it's going to get up on the vehicle, the flatbed, more easily. Just let them know you have a Tesla. Make sure that they can equip that. So that is the procedure and how to be prepared for a flat tire. Last thing I do want to mention here, I've got pulled up. There is a company called Modern Spare. They sell a small spare that fits in the trunk very easily. I think it fits in the front too. And it's very skinny. It's a smaller tire and it's made for Teslas. It's expensive. It's $559 today. Stance Magic makes one on Amazon that's virtually the same thing. And it's $349. But it comes in a little carrying case. And this one actually comes with a jack and a crowbar for taking the tire off. So and the jack is like it has the puck built in so that, or it comes with the puck so that you can sit it up into the plastic piece where the Teslas are designed to be jacked up. So it's made for a Tesla, $349. You can carry it with you if you want that level of assurance. If not, then you can use a plug kit. You can get by, no big deal. So number one post is by John, and he says, I have a 2016 MS75 with 69,000 miles, premium connectivity, supercharging for life, rare color, excellent condition. I'm out of warranty, so I'm considering leasing a newer model. Tesla's giving me some pretty lowball figures for a trade under 15K. What would you all estimate this gem would sell for outright? And a lot of people have a lot of different feelings on that and what they would do. Keeping it, don't sell it, drive it till the wheels fall off. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a great car. And then some people say, and definitely sell it. It's only a 75, which is not a lot for a Model S. You need to get the 100, get the newer, more range. So from a value perspective, here's what I would say. And this is for anybody looking to sell a Tesla right now. Man, Tesla Tips and Tricks T3 auctions are designed specifically for this. And our auctions are retail auctions. They're not wholesale auctions. So what we do is we list your car and we go after consumers looking to buy to get a retail value. We're not going after dealers to try to get a wholesale value. We're getting a retail value for you. So I'm going to pull up teslatipsandtricks.com here. You can click on Sell My Tesla in the navigation, or this top left-hand section says Sell My Tesla. If you click on that, it shows the process for submitting your EV for a T3 auction and why you should do it. We're EV market specialists. We offer fast turnaround times. You get a specialist that's dedicated to your vehicle. And I'll show you what this looks like in terms of submitting. When you click on the submit, you go to a form where you put in your information, you answer a few questions about the car, and then you hit submit. That's it. It's super simple. And once that's done, we'll contact you. And if you'd like to start, you can also, on that Sell My Tesla screen, there's a button for a free appraisal. And this will give you a range of value for what your car typically is probably worth. And we still like to have a conversation because sometimes it misses things like free supercharging and premium connectivity, or FSD is, lifetime FSD is on the vehicle. So we still want to, talk with you, but you can put in your VIN number or your license plate and state. And this is, by the way, T3 auctions are US based only for now. We're looking at in the future to potentially expand that, but for now, this is US only. And so you can put in your VIN number, and then we're going to run a vehicle history report. We'll contact you. We'll give you a copy of that vehicle history report, and we'll talk about what the T3 auction process would look like for you and what the value, the minimum sell price we recommend would be. So pulling up our site, I'll pull up one of our past T3 auctions here, a 2023 Tesla Model Y, and I'll show you what we do. So we're going to walk you through the process of uploading a bunch of photos, and we make the photos very clear and transparent. We want them to be high quality, large, because we want people to understand what they're getting. We also outline any flaws on the vehicle so that people know what they're getting. And, we're going to talk about the positives and the highlight and the performance and the battery. We'll assign a battery score to it. We'll let people know what the warranties are. So just looking here at this T3 auction page, you can see we talk about an overview of it, how many owners, is it tax credit eligible, the performance of it, and what, how many motors it has, what the horsepower is, what the 0 to 60 is, if it's premium connectivity, FSD capable. We'll talk about the exterior, the paint, the condition of it, what the wheels are, is there any damage on the wheels, the interior, if it has premium sound, and what the differences are in this one, what makes this model specifically unique. We'll talk about what upgrades the vehicle has, the safety of it, the battery health and range, and we'll actually assign a score. That's a new benefit that we're rolling out here. What warranty it is, and we can provide an extended warranty if somebody who's buying it is interested. If there are any known defects. On this one, this was such a new car, it was like new, low miles, that it had 0 defects on it. It was in perfect condition. We'll talk about the location, and we can set up driveway to driveway to your door shipping for very affordably. And then we'll talk about just some final thoughts on it, what makes this car unique. We're going to have a walk around video, and then people can come here and they can ask questions. So you can see somebody asked here, does it have cooled front seats? And we answered the question. And as a seller, you can come in and you can answer questions and comment as well. But you can see people have not only come in and bid, they've asked a bunch of different questions. We've responded to those questions, and it's just a lot of fun. It gets exciting as people are bidding on this. And then ultimately, if it passes your reserve price as a seller, then it sells, and we'll introduce the buyer and the seller, and we'll help complete the paperwork. So I know this is a bit of a shameless plug, but it is the most exciting, most fun, best way to sell your Tesla to get a retail value instead of a wholesale value, and from a buyer to get exactly what you're looking for without either side having to deal with all of the Facebook Marketplace shenanigans. I've done this on both sides. There's shenanigans on Marketplace on both sides, where you reach out to somebody on Auto Trader or on Car Gurus or on Facebook Marketplace, and they're just difficult to deal with. On the selling side, you get people who are asking if it's still available all the time, and that gets annoying. Wanting to take joy rides, giving you lowball offers, sending you even political insults. Sometimes that happens. You can avoid all of that, all of it, and you can let us help you to sell this. On the sell side, you get exactly what you're looking for on the buyer side, and you are able to get all of your questions answered. You don't have to wait to find one that's directly in your market area to find what you're looking for, because we can set up this door-to-door shipping, or we can set up where you go and pick it up and drive it back. It's up to you. So that is the number one post, is the value of this, and of a used Tesla, and how to make it easy to sell and buy a Tesla with Tesla tips and tricks. So that is it for today. Man, I appreciate you guys joining us. We're super happy to have you as part of our community, and we invite you to come and join and ask questions and within our T3 auctions, and to also come in and take part and comment within all of our posts within our Tesla tips and tricks Facebook group. And we invite you to come and join that. We really, really love this Tesla experience and everything that Teslas have to offer. And we're happy to be with other Tesla enthusiasts, providing great insights, valuable tips on how to enjoy your Tesla even more. Again, I'm Tori Hornsby, and we'll see you on the next podcast.